Hi everyone. I have some really important tables that I would like to share with you. And this first one right here reads Tidal Wave, Earth, East Coast, Obama Deal with Iran. And this is just one of many. If you look over here, you can see how many I've done. These are all about the tidal wave and how it's going to affect the earth, and you can see there's a number of terms, and all of these all the way up to, yeah, I guess all of this here is in one matrix, and then there's another matrix that comes up. There's actually several matrices. I'll show you that in a minute, but I'm just going to focus on these two matrices, and this first one is coming up in Exodus 13, and then the second one comes up in the book of Chronicles. And I'll go over all of these terms with you and show you some of these tables. I'm not going to be able to show every single one of these tables, but I will go over the terms and skip around and show you these tables. But I'll probably do that in part 2. Right now I just want to focus on just a few of these tables, and I'm going to start with this one right here. And I just wanted to say that I put in the term tidal wave. I had tried to put in tsunami at first, and I couldn't get anything to come up with tsunami, but I'm probably going to put tsunami in the title of this video because that's pretty much the term that's used most often in today's vernacular. I mean, of course, the word tsunami wasn't even used until, that big tsunami in, I believe it was 2004. I'm not sure what year that was. It killed 100,000 people, but before that, tsunami wasn't even a term that people knew. Usually they just called it a tidal wave. So they both mean the same thing. So I'm just going to call the video, I'm going to put tsunami in the video since that is the vernacular of today, but they both mean the same thing. And so I'm going to go ahead and go over this table, and as you can see over here, it has the word Obama right over here in the light green. And in the word Obama, first of all, you have the word camp right here. And I just want to show you what happens when you pull up the word camp in the Strong's. The very first reference comes up in Exodus 14, and as I said, this is actually coming up, I believe, in Exodus 13. Maybe, yeah, it goes all the way to 14. So the very first use of the word camp comes up in this table. And I'll just read the scripture. It's Exodus 14:19. And the angel of God, which went before the camp of Israel, removed and went behind them, and the pillar of the cloud went from before their face and stood behind them. That's the first reference of the word camp. And then if you look in the Bible, the very last time the word camp is used is in Revelation 29, and that reads, and they went up on the breadth of the earth and compassed the camp of the saints about, and the beloved city, and fire came down from God out of heaven and devoured them. And that's actually the Gog is speaking about the Gog-Magog war that happens at the end of the millennium. But what I've noticed with Bible prophecy is that it's pretty much circular. Prophecy just kind of ends where it begins. It just kind of goes around in a circle. So right before the millennium, there's going to be a Gog-Magog war, and then at the end of the millennium, there's another Gog-Magog war. And that's pretty much, from what I've noticed, that's pretty much how prophecy is. It's just circular. It pretty much ends where it begins. So it's really hard to pinpoint a beginning time frame, especially when you're reading the book of Revelation. It's really hard to pinpoint what's the beginning and what's the end because of the way prophecy is written. And I think that has something to do with eternity. It just kind of seems to go right back where it started from. So in this instance, I believe in this table, we're speaking of the first Gog-Magog war that occurs at the beginning of the millennium, but then of course there's another one at the end. And those are the two times that the first and the last time that the word camp is used in the scriptures. So I thought that was interesting. And then right here, crossing the A in Obama, you have the word Baal right there. And then under that, you have the word Pharaoh. And then Pharaoh comes up again further down in the text right here. And I'm going to read this scripture that comes up in this area, but I'm going to go over the rest of these terms first. Over here in the light red, you have the word title, the letters T, I, D, A, L. And in the yellow, you have deal, D-E-A-L right here. And then over here in the pinkish fuchsia color, you have the word Iran, starting with the letter I over here and going around this way with the letters R, A, N. Okay, and this of course is speculation that it's actually the Iran deal that is going to result in this tidal wave. That was the premise that I was using when I put in these terms. And then over here in the blue you have coast, the letter C-O-A-S-T, and let's see, here in the pink you have wave. Okay, wave is here in the pink with the letters W-A-V-E. And then I'm trying to find east. Just one second. Okay, east is in this other blue color that's kind of a periwinkle color. You have the letters E, A, S, T. So we're talking about the East Coast, but as you'll see in the rest of the terms that come up, it pretty much affects the entire Earth, not just the East Coast, but I'll show you that later. And over here you have the word Earth in the lavender with the letters E, A, R, T, H. Okay, and I had said earlier that my premise was that this might have something to do with the Iran deal. So I'm going to refer back to this video, and I'm going to keep referring back to this video because everything seems to be confirming this vision, and not only in the Bible codes but also in the scriptures, which I haven't had a chance to get to, but that's something that I would really like to do, is to show you how the scriptures actually confirm Natan's vision. But I'm just going to be, referring back to this video pretty often. But as you can see, Natan had stated that the Gog-Magog war actually began on September 11th, and there was something occurred apparently. I don't know if it was something in the spiritual or if it was something behind closed doors that we don't know about, but in any case, up in heaven, this is the official start date of the Gog-Magog war. So that is why my premise for this for the tidal wave occurring as a result of an Iran deal, because there was a lot of talk of an Iran deal during that time, around, September, October timeframe, and I'm not sure, what the result of that was, if it, was passed and went through or not, but, there may have been something that happened, behind closed doors that we don't know about concerning the Iran deal, but there was a lot of talk about it at that time, and just, even talking about it might be enough to, cause, God to be angry. So I just wanted to point that out. Okay, and I just want to go over some of the interesting terms that come up in this table. I thought this was interesting. Up here at the top it says, "For he had straitly sworn the children of Israel, saying, God will surely visit you." And I'll go ahead and highlight that because I think that's important. Okay, "For he had straitly sworn the children of Israel, saying, God will surely visit you." Okay, and over here it says, "In the edge of the wilderness." Okay, and over here it says "parted." And of course, we were talking about the Iran deal, which probably has something to do with parting the land. And you see the word land here. This time the word land is created because of an abacus effect. It actually says Migdal and, but when you push those two together, you can come up with the word land. But the word land is also right here in the text, and it crosses right through the letter N in Iran. Okay, now I'm going to start reading the scripture that comes up, right behind part of the word Obama and the word earth right here, and I'm going to start with right here. "And Jehovah spaketh unto Moses, saying, Speak unto the children of Israel, that they turn back and encamp before Piharoth, between Migdal and the sea, before Baal Zephon, over against it shall ye encamp by the sea, and Pharaoh will say of the children of Israel, that they are entangled with the land. The wilderness hath shut them in." And this is very interesting right here where it says the wilderness hath shut them in. And if I ever get a chance to go over the scriptures, you'll see why that's significant. But I'm just going to continue reading this. "And I will harden Pharaoh's heart, and he shall follow after them, and I will get me honor upon Pharaoh and upon all his host, and the Egyptians shall know that I am Jehovah." And they did so. Okay, so what it's saying is that this is when, God told the Israelites to camp, between the sea and basically Pharaoh's army. So Pharaoh's army was chasing after them, and in front of them they had the sea, so they thought they were trapped. That's why, God said that Pharaoh's going to say, oh, they're entangled in the land, so they're pretty much trapped or shut in. So Pharaoh's heart was hardened to go after them, and then of course we know what happened after that. And I'm going to end this one here, and I'll pick up in the next video.